Welcome to the spiral path, 7 circles to reset during a Mercury retrograde. Little background to the astrological influences of Mercury. The planet Mercury rules the following areas: communication, technology, transport, self-expression, intelligence, and memory. And roughly around about 3 times a year, Mercury orbits Earth and appears to move backwards. Each of these periods lasts around about 3 weeks. And many people believe that during this time, problems will occur within the areas of influence. But there are positive aspects of a Mercury retrograde. It's a really good time to review what you're doing, complete any unfinished projects, create new routines or habits, particularly healthy habits. Reflect on how you are communicating, practicing patience, and that is really necessary in these uncertain times, and particularly looking at things in a new and better way. You can ask for angelic help. So Archangel Raphael, you can ask for challenges with travel. Archangel Gabriel to help with communication and technology. And the Archangel Metatron for support as you review, reevaluate, and realign with your soul purpose. Lots of words in this retrograde. So you can turn a retrograde into opportunity. Because Mercury retrograde seems to be moving backwards, it's an illusion. It's not moving backwards, it just appears that way. So if you focus on the negative aspects that are associated with this period of planetary activity, then that's what you'll get. You'll get travel delays, you'll get communication issues, you'll get technology problems, and so on. How about if you focused on the opportunities? Over the next few weeks, you can use this time to create a more positive experience. Mercury retrograde gives you an opportunity to look at things that you may have missed before because you were too busy or perhaps even unwilling to change. So retrograde, it's a time to review and release. So you could use the following list of words as a daily prompt for your journal. You could use just one word a day or several, but the key is to be as positive as possible. The next key is to be as spontaneous in your response to that word as possible. And it's all right to go to a dictionary to look up the actual meaning. So when we get into this list of words, you might want to print them out. And I would suggest that what you do is you print out a list. I'll supply a PDF with a list of those words and cut them up and pull them out of a cup or a container in a random manner. So using the spiral path, you can create a Mercury retrograde mandala using the 7-circle Cretan labyrinth. And at the center is the word reset. So if you chose words from the list that follow as steps to the center of your labyrinth, you can then journal on at least one word per day during that retrograde period. As you progress to the center, you will go deeper within to reflect on this time. And as you return from the center and re-emerge, there's a reviewing of your journey. So you can't get lost on the spiral path. A labyrinth has one way in and one way out. There's just one path that takes you to the centre. There's no dead ends. It's not a maze. You make your way steadily to the centre, and even though the path might appear to expand or contract, you will reach your destination. And the 7 rings of Accretion Labyrinth correspond to the 7 chakras, but that is for another module, or we'll talk about that a bit later. Once there in the centre, there's time to pause and reflect on what you want to leave behind. And once you've paused and reflected on this, you can then begin your journey back to the entrance to re-emerge refreshed and ready for new adventures. So here's the 7-ring Accretion Labyrinth. And as you go in, you can see that there's the different rings, and you'll go in and then you'll come out. And as you go in, you can trace this with your finger. There's an expansion and a contraction before you get to the centre. So some of the words here are for the retrograde, and they all start with RE. So as retrograde does, rest. This gives you time to relax. When you relax, you can release and re-establish. Relegate what's no longer needed. Reveal some plans, refresh. Relinquish things that are not working. Reevaluate. Relish this time. And remember the good times. Realign and review and renew. Redo. Remove what's no longer serving you. Repair relationships or things that might need to be mended. Relearn. And you can teach an old dog new tricks. Repay any favours or good deeds that have been given to you. Pay it forward. Rethink some of your beliefs. Rewrite your history. You are the author, you are the scriptwriter, you are the director of your life. Repair again. Replace and research and resist the temptation to slip into negativity. Allow yourself to resonate with the universe. Respect others and restrain from uttering hurtful words or reacting. A retrograde can allow you to create results. It can allow you to resume those past and long forgotten dreams. Return to your centre, retrace your steps, and revive what might have happened had you gone down that parallel path. Reward yourself for the things that you've done well. Revere the things that have brought you love and joy. Rejuvenate with this hibernation of time. Rekindle relationships. Rekindle your joy of life or your interest in something you may have put aside. Rejoin groups that you somehow may have had no time to be with. Reject what is no longer necessary for you and reinforce your new habits and beliefs with rewards. Rehearse if there's a tricky situation that you're not quite sure how to go through. Rehearse a positive outcome and regulate your emotions. So it's a time to reboot, rediscover, reflect, re-establish, re-examine, and refloat. You can refer to books and videos. There is so much to help you to retrain even, refrain from uttering harsh words, refurbish your mind with positive thoughts, and re-emerge from the retrograde refreshed, regenerated, rehabilitated, with a strong regard for all that has gone on during the retrograde. So if you repeat this process each time there's a Mercury retrograde, and it's most likely that you will view it more positively. Allow yourself some time to rest along the way. Recuperate if needs be, and recharge or reboot. So if you'd like to deepen your knowledge of the spiral path and how to actually draw a labyrinth, walk a labyrinth, or even help with some of these suggestions, you can book a 30-minute discovery session with me. And that's on my website at megphillips.com.au. Or you can enroll in an 8-module 7 circles personal development program, which includes balancing your chakras. Thank you for taking the time to view and to listen to this, and I hope to hear from you soon. This is Meg Phillips at megphillips.com.au, and enjoy your Mercury retrograde.